I had a winning day, so I'm going to continue to do it this way until it doesn't. Not superstitious. Just I just do the same things over and over again when I win, and I avoid doing the same things over and over again when I lose. That may or may not have anything to do with handicapping, picking games, or really much else at all. Most people would find it. Some people wonder why you do it, right? We all have superstitions, but mine work, so I'm gonna stick to them. Anyways, it's Tuesday, June the 8th, 2021. After yesterday's light schedule, it was just 7 games yesterday, but man, it was craziness. The Brooklyn Nets sending a loud and clear message that they really don't like the Bucks. I don't think. Rob, do you think that was the message they sent to him? Was that we don't like you, or was that you're not in our league, or what was that message? Because they were up by a bunch. They put the scrubs in, but the scrubs were still shooting threes. And then there was almost a fight, right, where the Bucks guy grabbed the Nets guy by the face. So the face grab is never like it's not like you're gonna get away with it. Right? It's like what's up with the face grab?
Thursday should be interesting.
That was a Nets record, right, for 3-pointers that game. Something like
the Nets actually played some defense for a change instead of just being bumped.
Really, I have to say the officiating was super loose on the defensive end for the Nets. Right? It was like they kind of let him get away with a lot. But Giannis looked a little soft, right? Chris Middleton is normally gangster, and he was really not.
Definitely not his normal self.
No,
he started to heat up there a little bit, but
he's a guy that I would
not
like
playing like he normally did, and either is Holiday. Those two guys did definitely not stepping up.
I'd like to see Middleton on the Knicks. That'd be sick. Never let him go. It's like never. Guys like that are just ridiculous. They never really get the credit, right? It's kind of like it would take winning a championship for him to get the credit he deserves. We do have 2 games today. I got to say I don't like either of them as much as I liked the Nets yesterday. For sure. Got
Thursday should be awesome. That's what I'm looking for.
I haven't even I just looked at today.
I can't help myself. I couldn't help myself. I had to look.
I'm on today.
I like today's games. I think they're good. I think yesterday ranks up there among my all-time. For being such a small card, I don't think I've ever been as upset.
I hit some. Those of you guys that watch the VIP show, I hit those big payout bets on those games, laying the additional points. The only thing is, on the Suns, I kind of was modest on it, and only thought because I capped it out to 9.5, and that's where I bet it. But man, I could have had a lot more. That one was a lot closer. That Nets game that was as high as we could go, right? When I pushed it out. I don't know, but I only bet 300.
Something like that, a 50-point. I don't know if it ended up being 50 points. But
no, it wasn't.
50-point win for the Nets.
That was 39. I think it was 39.
30? Well, that's just going to make it crazy on Thursday. I mean, getting the Nets +4 or 3.
Oh, there's been huge blowouts in the NBA playoffs historically. There's been gigantic blowouts, and it doesn't necessarily have an impact one way or another on the overall series. In most cases, like it doesn't impact it positively. It doesn't impact it negatively. It's just a game. Like almost every single time.
But the layman looks at it and goes, "Oh my God, they just beat them by 30 and 20. Now we're getting 4 points." I mean, to me, it just seems. Maybe I'm a sucker for the Milwaukee Bucks, but I don't know. They don't give money away. Last time I checked, so I'm going to be into that game on Thursday. I'm just looking forward to it. And if the Bucks hurt me again, I might never take the Bucks again in my life. We'll see. They hurt me yesterday. The Angels, they continue to hurt me. Now I bet against them in the game. Bastards. The Royals look like an excellent value yesterday.
I know the Bulls beat the Jazz, like they allowed like 40 points in a game in one final game. That game was June 7th, so exactly a year to the day yesterday. But that's because the NBA season is pushed back now. And, I know there was the Memorial Day massacre, right, where the Celtics took out the Rockets by, like, about 50 also.
But these are 2 consecutive beatdowns. The first one was a beatdown, even though the score didn't reflect it. So.
96-54. So yesterday was the 1998. So yesterday was the 23rd anniversary of that 96-54 Bulls win over the Jazz. That was one of the most memorable out there. And let's see what we got. Cleveland Cavaliers 130-86 over the Celtics. They had the Cavs, I believe, won that series. They got the Seattle Supersonics over the Phoenix Suns 122-78.
Sean Kemp.
Yep.
Yeah, Sean Kemp, eh?
Gary Payton.
Yep.
2 of my favorites.
Yeah.
Then you got the Lakers 153-109 over the Chicken Nuggets in that one. That was 85. St. Louis Hawks 145-101 over the Pistons. So last night's game is going to be on this list. Oh, no, it's not. It's just off. 124-77 Orlando Magic versus Boston Celtics. That was Shaq. 47 points. So last night's game had a chance to be on the list. It just missed. Lakers. Oh, man, this was the Magic and Kareem team. 135-88 over the Spurs. Byron Scott's got a nasty look on his face in that picture. It's Magic, Kareem, Byron Scott. Byron Scott's looking at him like going to rip his head off. And Pat Riley's like...
Who was on the Spurs that year? I don't remember anybody.
Let's see what it says. Game 1. Byron Scott had 24 in that game. Worthy had 18. Oh, Milwaukee Bucks 136-86 over the San Francisco Warriors. Chicago Bulls 120-66 over the Bucks. Boy, the Bucks have been on the wrong end of the ugly stick a couple times. Wow, and you know what? That game was in 2015. That wasn't even a Jordan Bulls team. Oh, man. This is the, I know this one. This is the 1973 Lakers. 56 points against Golden State Warriors. That was the Wilt Chamberlain team.
Wilt is still.
Yeah, they took Wilt out in the third quarter. He's having sex with half the cheerleaders, probably. What did he say he slept? What did he say he slept with? 300,000.
A lot.
And another Wilt Chamberlain.
He's my hero, Wilt Chamberlain.
Another Wilt Chamberlain, the Minneapolis Lakers over the St. Louis Hawks. Another Wilt Chamberlain. And then the Denver Nuggets, oh man, 121-63 over the Hornets. Carmelo only had 26 in that game. Chauncey Billups had 17. 10,000 for Wilt Chamberlain. 10,000. It's crazy. It's more lakes than Minnesota, right? It's like more than that. It's like 10,000.
That's a lot.
I believe him.
Oh yeah. You go into a city, every different city, all the time. You're famous. You have money.
I mean, how many hours you got in a day? Figure what?
Hey, I would be scheduling at least 2 a day.
Well, you figure for Brian, 2 to 3 minutes. You know,
Yep.
so it's like, you know.
Hey, I got to get the bulk in. 2 to 3 minutes works.
All right. Got. Let's get to these games. Got the Sixers trying to. This is almost like a must-win game for them. against the Hawks. And then you've got the Jazz against the Clippers. And the Clippers, every game except for their Game 7 win against the Mavericks, were all on the road, all their wins. But here they are against the Utah Jazz. Little different animal. The Jazz only lost that one game to the Grizz, and, of course, Donovan Mitchell didn't play in that game. Brian, you care about either of these games? I don't have any premium on the NBA. I don't love anything like I love the Nets yesterday.
I care about them. I'm going to go with the under 220.5 in the Jazz and Clippers. Clippers are playing better defense. Their games have gone under. They're 6-0-2 the last 8 conference final games, and overall in general 4-1-1 last 6 Clippers games have gone under. I just see both. The Clippers want to win this series. The good teams turn up the defense. I think both these teams are going to be playing really tight D. I think it easily goes under that 220.5. I think we see about 210.
I like both these games to go under. I think 76ers bounce back, and they put up some D as well. And the Hawks ain't going to be shooting 70% like they did in the first half in this game. So give me the under 223.5 in the 76ers Hawks, and give me the under in the Clippers and Jazz. Under on both.
I like the Jazz. I think of these two games. I'm probably not going to. I think the Sixers need to win. I think they can win. I think they should win, all those kind of things. I think they should cover. I think they should win by 10 and all that other stuff. But I'm less than confident because they haven't shown me anything to make me believe that they're going to pull it off, because we saw last year in the playoffs they were in similar must-win games and they didn't win. Matter of fact, they didn't even show up for the games, did they? They were pathetic. So until they show me some heart, soul, and guts, I'm going to abstain because I don't like the Hawks in this one either. But I do like the Utah Jazz, and I do think they are the best team in the NBA this season, and they proved it out on the court all season long. And I know that a lot of teams rested players and all that other stuff, and, they beat them this, and they, beat them without their guys or whatever. But Donovan Mitchell didn't play in a ton of games also for the Jazz. So may still finish with the best record. These guys are good. I like the Jazz because when they lost last year to the Nuggets, they took it to heart. Donovan Mitchell was on the floor crying his eyes out like a baby, right? Just on the floor, on his hands and knees, crying like a baby. Jamal Murray was the one that came over and tried to console him. And Donovan Mitchell said after that game, he said, "I'm never going to feel like this again. I'm never going to feel like this again." And they came out this season, at the early part of the season, and they played exactly like that. Like, they never want to feel like that again. And they haven't really taken their foot off the gas all that much. They've had some bumps in the road. They've had some injuries, but when they were playing at full strength, what was it? They won 19 out of 21 or something? Ridiculous.
Something like that. Some crazy.
Yeah, like 28 out of 30. I mean, it was like they were just lighting teams up. Just don't see the Clippers don't have the guts to hang with them. I like Paul George. I think he's a great player. And Kawhi, of course, is Kawhi. But you're up against something bigger than that here. Throwing the altitude of Utah, probably not going to be a very pleasant night for the Clippers, who coming off of a 7-game series while the Jazz have been sitting back in the hot tub. 10,000 women is one a day for 27 years and 5 months. I call bullshit. I don't think so. I think I don't call bullshit on that. I think that's actually probably light. Then I'm going to call it light, because Wilt lived for quite some time, and he was a prominent guy for a long time.
And he did movies too.
Yeah, Wilt Chamberlain.
Different city every night.
I mean, he scored 100 in one game. I'm sure he could score 3 or 4 times in a day if need be to keep that average going.
I have no doubt that that's accurate.
I have no doubt either. He has no reason to lie. I mean, maybe he's off, 20 to 30, high or low.
Yeah, nobody has an exact count as a notebook.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are people that have an exact amount, but
I have an exact amount, but my number's like way, way lower than that. So, anyway, it's easier to keep track of my number than Will's number.
It's a big number. I'm going to put it out there. Rod, what are you selling today?
For me, it's I brought back the Tackle the Book Tuesday. So I got 3 NBA, 3 MLB, and 1 NHL. Absolutely love today's card. Jump aboard. Tackle the Book Tuesday.
Tackle Wilt Chamberlain Tuesday. I like the Sonics. I'm with you, man. I thought the Sonics. I like the Sonics.
Yeah, whenever.
Remember when they had Slick Watts? That's probably way before your time.
No.
Paul Silas. Slick Watts. Sonics were a team. They made it to the finals. I think they won it back then. The lowest rated finals, right, were the Sonics. Back to the Supersonics. No, we already did it. The lowest rated was the Bullets. Yeah, Bullet Sonics. Those are the worst.
79-80, they won the championship.
They beat the Bullets?
Yep.
Wes
in
Unseld.
5 games.
Wes Unseld and Elvin Hayes on that Bullets team.
I would have been 3. I would have been 3 years old when that happened.
I remember watching it Memorial Day weekend in the Florida Keys. I remember watching it when I was a kid. Florida Keys family vacation. All the games were day games back then. Sunday afternoon. It's funny, I could tell you like a lot of games like where I was when I was watching TV. Lots of them. Like that Celtics Rockets massacre, Memorial Day massacre. I was on Cape Cod for that one. That was the slaughter. Brian, what are you selling?
I got my Tuesday Pound Zone 5-pack. You get 3 Major League Baseball, 1 NBA, 1 NHL. Give your book a pound in the Pound Zone for $50.
All right, I got an MLB 5-pack. We got the VIP show, which I think is getting better. It's a better product, and I think that our regular premium. I mentioned this on the premium today, and I'll continue to mention this in the time being that I believe when it's all a night schedule, that we'll just have a night premium show with 2 picks. This way we have fresh lines, we have fresh pitchers, all of that stuff. No worry about rainouts, giving out picks on rainouts and all that other stuff. And then, and if there's day games, then we'll have an early and a late. We'll do it the normal way. And when there's light schedules like yesterday, I thought it worked out well just doing the VIP show late. I thought that worked well too. So, anyways, let's get to it. Major League Baseball action. Back to the 15-game schedule. And we have Dodgers, Pirates, Brubaker and Bueller. Got the Orioles and the Mutts. Got the Phillies and the Braves. And, man, I wanted to take the Braves in that one. And couldn't get there. Tigers and the Mariners. Matthew Boyd been real struggling lately. And Pablo Lopez and Antonio Senzatella on the mound in the Marlins-Rockies game. Brian, any of these 5?
Well, I could get there with the Atlanta Braves. Smiley, 3 of the last 4 starts have been consistently good starts. Nola, way overpriced here. He's been hasn't seemed himself lately. There's no way you can lay minus 165 with the Phillies. And the Pirates are Brubaker. He got back on track with 6 shutout innings, I believe, last time out. I'm going to take a flyer with the Pirates at home against the Dodgers that are heavily bet and lost a few in a row. So I'll take the Pirates and the Braves here.
Rod?
For me, I'm going to take the over in the Braves and Phillies game. Braves are 4-0 to the over their last 4 as road underdog. And Smiley's 4-0 to the over his last 4 times out. Phillies 5-0 to the over the last 5 versus a left-handed pitcher. So give me the over in this one. The over in that one. And I'm going to take the under in the Dodgers and Pirates. Well, I think we got a low-scoring game. Bueller, hardly any runs. I think we get a low score on that one. Give me the under 8. Dodgers and Pirates.
I think that Phillies-Braves game is just a tough one. I tried to get on the Braves when I was doing my premium picks, and like I said, I just couldn't get there. Smiley isn't good, and the Braves have been bad on the road. The Phillies have certainly been better at home, and they also hit lefties way better than they hit righties. So there's just all these bad combination of stuff there. I just didn't like the stuff. I packaged all the stuff together. It just didn't get there for me. Smiley, his last 3 starts have been, not good, and he started the season not good. And Nola's generally better at home. It's tough because the Phillies are so bad fundamentally, right? It's like
3 of the last 4 haven't advanced for Smiley.
What's that?
3 of the last 4 starts for Smiley. If you go back 4 starts, 3 of the last 4 have been games that he's put the Braves in position.
Yeah, he's given up about 3 runs in those.
Yeah, I think Nola's good to give up 3 runs.
Yeah, I mean, the Braves bullpen isn't what it used to be. I mean, the price stinks, in this game. It's the price is terrible. Just terrible. Bad. I also mentioned this on the on the premium pick show, but I didn't give it out as a pick. But I like the over in the Mets-Orioles game. Zimmerman and Peterson. These guys. I mean, I mentioned it there, but it wasn't like my premium whatever. I just think that, yeah. Pretty much. If you're going to the Camden today, bring your glove. Gonna need it. Mets are quietly 7-3 in the last 10, 29, and 23. Not bad team.
Brian's pick. My World Series
Brian's World Series pick.
I remember my NBA pick was the Clippers and Sixers. So we'll see.
Still alive.
It's not looking good for either one of them.
Yeah, it's not over till it's over. There is a reason the fat lady sings. I don't think that's the saying, is it? There's a reason they play the games. It's not over until the fat lady sings. Got the Brewers and the Red. What's that? Anything? Oh, Brewers, Reds, Rays, Nationals, Red Sox, Astros. One of the more interesting games of the day. Rangers, Giants, and White Sox, Blue Jays. Rod, any of these?
For me in this one, I like the Brewers here over the Reds. You look, Sonny Gray did not look good on Tuesday against the Phillies at all. I think he got worked pretty good. So I think he gets worked again. Give me the Brewers in that one. And one more. Did you get to the Mariners game yet?
That was in the first games.
Oh yeah, totally missed that one. Oh, totally missed that one. I'm gonna go against. Totally missed that one. I'm gonna take the Mariners with Marco Gonzalez and against Boyd. Boyd's just looked awful. He started off the season good, and then he's just been a dumpster fire after that. So give me the Mariners over Detroit.
Brian?
For me in that time frame, I'm going ultra square. I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Rays, lay that -1.5. Tyler Glasnow has been lights out. 2.69 ERA, tons of strikeouts. Lester is just pedestrian. I think the Rays are the hotter team, so I'm going to lay that run and a half. I think they get it done. And my other game, I'm going to take the Toronto Blue Jays with the plus money on the road with Robbie Ray. He's been a consistent veteran this season. Rodon's been hit around 2 of the last 4 starts, so I'm going to take Toronto there.
I'm going to take I don't know. The White Sox still murder left-handed pitching. And it's like that's about a 7%er for Brian on that Robbie Ray. I don't like the payout at plus 125 on a 7%er. It's got to be you got to be getting plus 200 if you're a lefty. If you're gonna take a lefty against the White Sox. You got to be getting plus 250-ish for there to be any value whatsoever on the play. Doesn't make it. Doesn't the math isn't there on that because it's a 7%er. Right, so it's basically like an inside straight draw in poker with 1 card left. It's less.
It's Robbie Ray. I don't trust Robbie Ray.
Well, it's not just that. It's a lefty. It's a left-handed pitcher. It's a left-handed starter against the White Sox, so the math isn't there on the payout versus the probability. It's one of those boring. It's one of those boring math problem handicapping games. It's like some of the games is like you can look well versus this, and you can go deeper, whatever. But this is one of those. This is just a straight 7%er. Just is what it is. So it's like you could bet it, but it's like you want at least pot odds that make it worth plunking. It's like. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm like, I'm not arguing that, it's a horrible, that the probability of a Jays win, against the White Sox that are, 23-10 at home, 7-3 in the last 10 against a guy that's thrown a no-hitter this year and has bounced back off a poor pitching performance earlier this season by, I believe, 2-hitter or something. I don't like the pot odds. I don't even know any other way to describe it without really confusing the crap out of everybody. I think everyone caught my math there. I don't know if everyone did, but I'm sure someone did. Basically, the probability of an event happening has to equal the probability. Like there has to be. It's worth taking a risk, You have to take a risk, right? I mean, that's really what sports betting is. You have to, you have to maximize your payouts. But it's like, you have to, there are spots where you have a more likely outcome. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it's definitely not good. I'm not saying any of those things. I'm just saying, if it's a 7%er, I need plus 200 more in a baseball game. Anyway, speaking of 7%ers, I like the Giants here to pound the crap out of the Texas Rangers. Jordan Lyles pitching. He stinks. Rangers have not been playing good baseball. 1-9 in their last 10. The Longoria injury for the Giants is certainly a concern here because they don't have a ton of depth, but we'll have to see what comes of that. And that was the problem with that Cubs game on Sunday. That Longoria was out, and it was, when you have a 1-run differential, he's a guy that could make that 1-run difference. I'm not saying that was the entire reason that they lost, but I'm just saying it didn't help the cause. But he was involved in that collision with Brandon Crawford that ruined our run line on Saturday. It's like it got us every single way, man. It's like. Anyways, I like the Rays as well on the run line. Go to our last 5 games. Big money on the Cardinals here with Carlos Martinez, who looked ill last time he was on the mound up against the Cy Young Award winner Shane Bieber, who has not been the same pitcher that he was last year, though. And then you got Michael Pineda. Mild dog here at home against the Yankees. Andrew Heaney's on the hill after the Royals threw in that first-time starter last night. He couldn't get out of the first inning. and the game was over.
He just got rocked.
Yeah, the game was over. It was like he had him, and then he didn't have. It was like it's okay to give up a run, but it's like all the other ones were just like, I mean, there was no reason for him. You know, it was just bad. It looked like it was Heaney pitching. It looked like role reverse or Bundy. And then the A's are minus 210, 211 here against the Diamondbacks. Not a lot of faith in Duplantier. Not a lot of faith there. And the Padres and the Cubs. I mean, Padres obviously opening up the can of whoop ass. They really are mad about that sweep at Wrigley.
Duplantier looks like he's 0-1 with a 9.35 ERA. His last 2 starts in AAA Reno, he got a 7.71 ERA.
He was on the other side of the Stroman game with the comments in the booth.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on the other side of that one.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Yeah. That's one where you see the number and it's like, man, I really hate laying this number. Brian, what do you like out of this bunch?
In that light grouping, I'm going to take a shot with the St. Louis Cardinals, just to lean. Carlos Martinez has gotten torched 2 of his last 4 starts. But Cardinals are – Bieber hasn't been the same dominant pitcher this year, and the Cardinals at home, they're a scrappy crew. I like the plus 150 for St. Louis.
I'm on the other side of that. Bieber's turned in back-to-back solid 7+ inning starts. Looking like the guy will. So, again, down the phone, Cardinals who have lost 5 straight. So, give me the Indians. And I'll take the Padres with Lamet going. He looked really good last time facing the Cubs. So, and Davies is definitely not so hot. He's got a 6.75 ERA on the road this year. Yuck. So give me the Padres. I'll take them on the run line and kick the snot out of the Cubs again.
I like the A's, I guess, on the run line. I really don't like this one. I kind of like the Yankees. 2-8 in their last 10 games. Absolutely terrible. But the Twins are so bad. So bad, man. So bad. I think if the Yankees don't beat them, the Twins will just beat themselves. That's what they're really good at. The Twins, who do you think the worst, like, fundamentally? Who has the most errors this season? Like, I don't know who it is, but let's take some guesses here. I'm going to say the Phillies are up there. I mean, the Phillies are probably number 1, right? And then the Twins have got to be up there. And who else? Padres? Like, what are the teams that beat themselves?
Probably Atlanta this year, right? And they haven't been so hot. They probably got some high airs.
The Angels.
The Angels, yeah. Probably the Angels. The Orioles.
The number 1 team in errors, and these all make sense. Okay. Number 1 is the Angels. Number 2, Padres, Cardinals, Red Sox, White Sox, Rockies, Marlins, Tigers, Diamondbacks, Twins, Phillies are the bottom 10. The best, Rays, Astros, Giants, Orioles, A's, Nationals, Cubs, Rangers, Pirates, and Royals.
Go Orioles. They don't beat themselves, they just stink.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was like, yeah, they don't beat themselves, they just stink.
The best on the road is still the Rays. And then the Royals, when they go on the road, they're the second best. Then Washington, Giants, Houston, Oakland, Toronto, Baltimore, Yankees, Miami. So Miami at home one of the worst, one of the most errors, and on the road, one of the fewest. It's like the worst on the road is the Cardinals. They average almost an error a game on the road. And the Tigers. Whew. When you look at last year's rankings, the teams that were the Twins. The Twins went from the best in errors committed to one of the worst. The Seattle Mariners were one of the best last year. Oakland, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay always one of the best, and that's why they're always up there. It's like you got to beat them. You know, they weren't not going to give you games. Cincinnati Reds went from 5th to 18th. Tigers, 7th to 23rd. The Braves, big drop off. Interesting, right? Anyways, what the hell were we talking about? Oh, yeah. The Cardinals are terrible. I like the Indians in this one. It's hard to lay run line with the team that can't hit, but I really hate the Cardinals. That's about it for me. Go to the ice, where the Montreal Canadiens have wrapped up their series against the JTS Jets. We head back to Colorado with the series tied 2 apiece. A lot of people thought this series was over, but no. All those opportunities the Knights squandered in Colorado last time out were converted in Sin City. And the Tampa Bay Lightning minus $1.25 on the road against the Hurricane. Rod?
For me,
what do you think?
Tampa Bay and Hurricanes. I know the 2 games we've seen in Carolina were 2-1, 2-1. I think we're going to see the over just like we've seen last game where it was a 6-4 game. Carolina wants any chance of beating these Lightning. They have to score. Not even then. Give me the over 5.5 in this one. I think we see tons of goals. Get a nice plus money on that one. I like the over Tampa Bay and the Hurricanes. And give me the under in the Knights and the Avs game. So far in that series, it's 2-2. Both teams have won their home games. See what happens here. I like the under.
For me in the NHL playoff games, I'm going to go with the Colorado Avalanche, laying the minus 145. I just think they're flat out the better team. They've gotten beat the last 2 against Vegas, but I think they pull ahead to take a 3-2 series lead tonight. I'm going to lean towards Colorado.
I'm going to go with Vegas. They've outplayed Colorado in every game in this series. I think they outplay them again here. I think they hustle them and get ready to come back home for the closeout. They have outshot and outplayed the Avalanche every single game. I thought, that overtime win by Colorado was just one of the luckier wins you'll ever get. That's why they play 7-game series. Take luck out of the equation. Better team wins. Can you imagine if they did the NFL like 2 out of 3? Awesome.
Imagine. That game 3.
It's like game 3 between the Bills and the Chiefs. They did 1-1-1. One at Kansas City, one at Buffalo, one back at Kansas City, if necessary.
If necessary. What do you do that every week?
Yeah.
Do they get a week break in between?
Yeah, it's run the whole thing into March. right into March Madness.
Into March?
Yeah, have Super Bowl March 1st.
The players' bodies can't handle that kind of.
I was just going to say, I don't know. By the
Go
third game,
to the 70-man roster.
Yeah, but then you get a watered-down product. As much as I love football, that wouldn't be good for the game.
But it would be good for us.
It'd be good for us, yeah, but it would be good for us. But I'm worried about the greater good. So.
Yes, which is what's good for us.
It's good for us. More football.
Yes. More football. They're starting the USFL again.
The XFL should be coming.
The USFL. XFL's
XFL.
never really done
the
much.
Rock bought the XFL.
The Rock bought the XFL, yeah.
I'm a big XFL guy.
Brian hates the Hurricanes but loves the Rock, which is odd.
No. I respect the Rock. I don't love the Rock. I'm not a big Rock guy. I enjoyed when Triple H was beating him up. I always like the bad guys in wrestling. I don't like the good guys that much. Oh, there he is.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He's an athlete.
Yeah, he played in the CFL, too. After that. He played for the BC Lions.
BC Lions.
His father was a wrestler, Rocky Johnson.
Rocky Johnson, yeah.
Yep. But I digress. All right. That's it, right?
Yep.
Recap or parlay or anything?
Yeah, for me, my parlay today, I got the Clippers under the 220.5. I took my other parlay game, mix them up with the Toronto Blue Jays on the money line and the Colorado Avalanche. Those are my three. Should I give out? Should I go over all my picks too?
If you want to.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Then, like I said, the NBA was under 220.5. Baseball, I took the Braves on the money line, Pirates on the money line, Rays -1.5, Blue Jays money line, Cardinals money line, and then in hockey I finished up with Colorado. And make sure you check out my Pound Zone 5-pack.
And for me in the NBA, I like the 76ers under the 223.5, Jazz under the 221. MLB, I like the Braves game to go over. I like the Mariners on the money line. I like the Indians on the money line. Maybe the Padres on the run line. NHL, I like the Tampa Bay game to go over the total. Avs game to go under the total. My parlay, take the Braves game over. Take the Padres on the run line. And take the Jazz game under. And jump aboard Pick Dogs Premium and grab Tackle the Books Tuesday. Big day coming.
All right. I got the I like the Utah Jazz tonight. That's of the free picks. What free pick do you like the best? I like the Utah Jazz. That's the one I like the best. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day. I'm going to try and act more professional tomorrow. That's for damn sure. You can mark my words. Should we read Mitch's mailbag?
No.
No?
Nope. We have one note, one yes. All right. No, yeah. No.
You should save it for the VIP show.
Mitch's mailbag. Got some good ones. Got a death threat here. Got someone making assumptions about my political. Like I have a political affiliation of some sort. Those are always the good ones. It's like, it's funny because my friends, like anytime I mention anything remotely close to politics, you know what my friends will say to me, or anyone that actually really knows me, you know what they say? This is a good time for you to say nothing because you're way outside of your arena. It's like, you know nothing about any of this stuff. And I pretty much agree with that. I know zero about politics. Zero. I know this much. I know that. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. I'm going to try and act more professional tomorrow. Have a great day. Let's make it a winning day. I'll see you VIP people in a few hours. I'll be posting the YouTube Premium right this second. Have a great day. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for all the fan mail.